This leads to a hunt up the hillside through 2 separate bandit camps before we finally squared off with, and shot many bullets into, the dozen or so wayward thieves that stood between us and the water pump they stole.
Ultimate. This is their...
No bringing a knife, let alone stealth chokeouts, to a gunfight here. I brought Enzo in with an itchy trigger finger. I got to wield a shotgun in this segment and found that it packed a satisfying punch. There was from a proprietary engine to Unreal Engine 5, and I'm curious about the impetus behind that choice.
Well, Unreal, I think as many players will be familiar with now, brings...
As well as the $50 price tag, it's safe to presume that this won't be a 40 or even 30-hour game.
Whatever it takes, and not yours.
Show them otherwise.
Not every problem can be solved with a knife. Sometimes, you need to light a fire under someone just to get them to listen. But our...
And those who stood against us, they'll be buried deep.
Complete.
The familiar third-person cover-based shooting gameplay will be instantly recognizable not just to Mafia series regulars, but also anyone who's played a good third-person action game in the past decade. The Old Country isn't breaking the mold here.
Trigger.
Whatever the number is, it didn't feel like a story that was going to be wrapped up in a tidy 6 hours. But the gameplay systems are comfortable, effective, and fun. Shooting into a bound-by-blood, fully vetted member of the Torrisi outfit who's got the green light to do anything he thinks needs to be done for the good of the family. We see this play out in Chapter 3, where Enzo's...
A blade is a beautiful thing. It has a single purpose.
Anyway, Manuela pulled a knife, introducing me to what is, as I mentioned earlier, perhaps the weapon that Mafia The Old Country puts the most importance on. You can unlock and earn new knives, and each has unique modifying properties, giving you a reason beyond the cosmetic appearance of each blade to choose a specific one that suits your combat preferences. You've got a lot of moves in a knife fight: thrusts, slashes, parries, and dodges. Like in the Batman Arkham games, heavy attacks can't be parried and must instead be dodged. And
to remind them of their duty.
Is that, so Enzo, I think we already described elsewhere that Enzo comes from the mines. He's certainly had a very impoverished childhood. He's used to scrabbling around and making use of anything that comes to hand, being resourceful. So when we added the knife, we didn't just want it to be, oh, it's a melee item you can use and it's maybe a different takedown. It actually needed to feel like a real, almost extension of Enzo. It's something that's really, he's much more familiar with knives and sharp objects than he is with guns, for example.
Right.
So then it was like, well, okay, well, if you've got a knife, what else would you do with it? And you'd pick locks and you'd throw it, and you also do takedowns. And then the question is, well, that's can't be too overpowered, but they're going to get blunted, so you need to sharpen them. And I think really that whole thing was not just having a weapon for the sake of it, say, oh, we've added a knife as a melee item. It was much more...
In every scenario, sometimes you're going to have a one-on-one knife fight with somebody that's terrible, and you're not going to stealth your way out of it, but...
You have won. Strike then and end it. It is a means to an end. Master yours, and remember, it is not the steel that kills, but the hand that guides it.
You can't beat me, Carlos.
The idea of a Sicilian criminal armed with a knife is sort of like part of the history of the Sicilian mafia.
Yes, you'll see a fear in your man's eyes.
Put down the knife!
That's when you know you...
I was having trouble timing my parries just right in the ensuing battle.
Text of the story, and the vision of, particularly when it escalates into knife duels, like Enzo versus bad guy on a kind of a sun-drenched hillside, like fighting to the death. is a core angle.
I do appreciate that there are upgradable bead slots on your rosary that affect gameplay, like this one that dampens the sound of your footsteps.
They want what is ours. They don't know the meaning of honor.
Iron walls, iron gates, armed men. They lie in wait, like vipers in the grass. We must strike first, quietly.
Me to really unleash my inner Sam Fisher. Give me a stealth option in a game, I'm gonna take it 9 times out of 10, and Mafia The Old Country was no different. The developers later told me that they don't expect most players to make it through the entire area. We were talking before we recorded. I love stealth, and when I was playing Mafia The Old Country, I took full advantage of the stealth opportunities that were presented to me. It seems like it is a fully supported combat playstyle choice. Maybe, not necessarily.
We wanted to make sure that stealth really captured that vibe of surviving in a dangerous environment. So there's a heightened value to sneaking around and taking out a guard. And also that vibe of, Enzo is trying to survive in 1900 Sicily. It's kind of a resource poor environment. It's, having to loot and scrabble around for resources in combat, for example, again, favoring a more deliberate.
There are even conveniently placed empty containers around that you can hide the bodies in so that they're not discovered. The Old Country doesn't break any new ground here, but in my experience, it does familiar stealth gameplay reasonably well, as it was set up for stealth rather nicely in an open area, letting me pick my path and remain undetected. If you give
What you see, what you hear, it belongs to me. Never forget that. Our enemy.
You crouch to make less noise, throw coins, or picked up objects like bottles to distract bad guys, but while you are in the Old Country's stealth segments, basic Splinter Cell rules are in effect. Eventually, I did get spotted and had to start shooting.
Obligations. They think there is a place. Some try to run from their.
We take the animations and the models that we've created and give them a real solid sense in the world.
Lies beyond our reach. It's on this earth that I think those will keep them safe.
With guns, and we wanted the combat to feel like there was a scarcity of resources, so you have to be more tactical in the way that you approach combat. The knife has been...
It's not yet resolved. Will you help me bring it to a close?
When all is said and done, we'll rest easy, knowing we gave everything for this family.
Family's message is always heard.
Really comes across in the detail.
And without hesitation.
It's a premium experience in the vein of early Mafia games.
Has recently escaped the sulfur mines he spent his childhood laboring in
with the Torrisi family.
I really like how The Old Country tries to depict
when he saved you from the mines.
Very innocent kid.
The story pulls you through
Everything in San Celeste has a price.
Family vintage.
His first taste of life outside the vineyard with the Torrisis comes, for example, on our first collection stop, we visited Marco, an olive farmer. Marco always pays on time, but on this occasion, he's late. Luca gives me an unloaded gun to be used. I think I saw more fruit in the 3 hours of playing Mafia The Old Country than I've seen in any game ever. We might need a new Game Awards category for this. Ultimately, no bullets were fired nor punches thrown, and I got the Don's money from Marco's safe after finding the combination nearby.
Everyone pays.
There was still one final collection errand to run in Chapter 3, and as you may have guessed by now, the cannoli hit the fan on this one. A visit to a farmer named Ficera sees him yell at us in a reversal because his new water pump was stolen by bandits and the protection he pays Don Torrisi handsomely for didn't protect his valuable property.
Portraying the beauty of Sicily, the fantastic landscapes, plus the the metahuman tech and all of the stuff that's really allowed us to do really, really
Stop en route to the ruins showed off the camera you can take pictures of scenic spots with.
Have you ever used one of these before?
Unfortunately, it was the only opportunity I had to use it in the 3 hours I played, but hopefully you get to use it semi-regularly over the course of the campaign. You're also
forget that their characters rendered in an engine. They just,
to make these areas feel alive.
Really familiar. Players are really going to enjoy that aspect of it.
Our engine as a means to make something of himself.
They set the man apart from the rest. You took out dead? You're my
Walk these streets.
eyes and ears, Enzo.
Markets. We wine. We don't just walk.
Every single car is created by a craftsman. So every car's got a kind of a hand-built
Tradition.
We're also at a time
Fortunately, fans as authentic as.
Scared of a little competition, Caruso? Come on, put your foot down.
It's a kind of a hair-raising experience.
Our goal was.
Let's see what she can do.
Well, there's all the depth you'd expect in terms of dialogue and the world that's been created around the players and the experience they go through. So I think really no one needs to be
in the form of a low-stakes race around the ruins, perhaps a nod to one of Mafia 1's most infamous missions.
There is history everywhere in Sicily.
Seen and had the privilege of playing now of Mafia The Old Country, it still very, very much is. You guys have moved.
Sometimes it's a card chase, sometimes it's...
So we can reflect how real system.
And more importantly, I'm now quite confident I'm going to have a lot of fun playing through this one, however long it lasts.
We want, and it allows people, I think, to really suspend their disbelief and go along for the ride.
Feeling to it.
It won't last much longer.
The cars are
really fun.
The next section of Mafia The Old Country saw one massive mission play out.
And as such, it's both a step forward and a return to the fundamentals of the franchise.
To return what is mine. And remember...
Yes, you'll be able to choose and ride your own horse in Mafia The Old Country, with each steed even having its own personality and characteristics.
the setting. It's about the...
Things escalated slightly on our second stop, though, when he's brought along on a series of collections by Luca, the Don's right-hand man, and Cesare, another made member of the family.
Our price.
Hopefully a very memorable introduction.
And we can put a lot more.
It started quietly, with Gennaro driving Cesare in his car to the ruins.
Like you say, really, you know, as developers...
But if that's your thing, take a horse, get out there.
This game, I feel like it drips AAA quality, right? When you play the game...
And Sicilian culture almost...
longs to drink deeply of life.
By the way, I can't emphasize how much I enjoyed staring at the countryside while riding to each destination on this mission. Mafia The Old Country ditches the proprietary engine it's used in all three previous Mafia games and moves to Unreal Engine 5 for this installment.
Sicily is how diverse it is.
Enzo's experience. That's their choice.
Unreal maintains the series' reputation for delivering lovely locations. The perfect blue skybox and pillowy clouds that sit atop the rolling green hills and farmlands did a great job of establishing the Old Country's Sicilian setting. I can't wait to see more of this world in the rest of the campaign. The series, because what visually I remember most, or what stuck with me after playing your game for 3 hours, is the landscapes. I mean, the characters look great, don't get me wrong. There's no complaints for any of that, but it's that Sicilian landscape where just that's really what kind of stuck with me. So I'm just curious, was there like a little test area that you made to make sure that everybody at the studio was happy with where it was going to go technologically?
Yeah, that's funny actually, because
But for my money, that's fine. I'm a dad with a job. I'm good with Mafia The Old Country being a game I can get through in a weekend or two. Based on what I played, it didn't necessarily seem like your choice of horse would materially affect gameplay, but it was a welcome way to add a bit of light.
And breathe it in.
Here we are.
A pit stop.
Remember, what you give to this family, you shall receive back in kind.
a car chase involving you on a horse. After the aforementioned chase, I was able to run down their wagon and gun down plenty of the kidnapping cadre.
Honor, obedience. Nobody hides from this family. Not for long.
You're to meet with Tino's men. They're on a farm near Ludovici's villa, keeping an eye on things. They can be a little rough. But first, let's get you what you need to get the job done. Careful what you say around my wife. Anyway, you ready?
I am.
Confidence is good, but don't let it become arrogance. Oh, Valerio! Enzo here needs to see you about the pest problem.
I'll be in my workshop. Send him down.
Luca! No need to hold his hand. It's a big boy. Get back here.
This woman, she's lucky I love her.
Not just a stable boy anymore, eh?
Something like that.
Well, if you're here for grown man's work, I have what you need. Take a look around. Choose what you like and then come and see me. Ah, a large bore pistol. That thing will tear through just about anything. Hunting shotgun. Packs a real punch up close. She'd help you out with your pest problem. You've chosen them.
I have.
Good. I suggest you go fetch a car. You never know. These pests you're after could start shooting back.
Ludovici. He's here.
It's time then. We're ready. Just give the word. The Don has entrusted this story to the Caruso, so listen well, boy. Ludovici knows the devil follows close behind. He thinks Spataro's security will protect him. You will prove him wrong. Bring the worm alive to the ruins of the old castello.
Just me? Alone?
Make a mess of this, and any misguided fate the Don has in you will be lost. Ucapisti?
Don't be an idiot. Avoid the main gate.
Have us inside. I wouldn't let you in my house either. What? You told me your pigs sleep in the back room.
Don't take it personally. My wife is very particular.
Vaffanculo, he's dead.
One day, I'll own a motor car.
Are you serious? On your wage?
How does a buffoon like that manage? He's no better than you or me.
Maybe not. He's got a grenade!
What?
I don't see anything! I see him! There he is!
Ah!